Alright, because I can chop this.
Recording now and playing on 3. 1, 2, and 3.
I wasn't gonna do this one, but I decided I need to. New music. These are the confessions of a band geek. Time to get personal. If I could, I'd probably do things differently. These are the confessions of a band geek. Reminiscing, thinking how I got to where I'm at. Throwback before I even learned how to rap. Tell my story kinda sorta like my diary. These are the confessions of a band geek. Music molded me and made me, me. If I could, I'd probably do things differently. I used to only take my horn home once a week. These are the confessions of a band geek. 5th grade, I remember it like yesterday. I saw the band and decided I wanted to play. I tried the trombone and the sax, but that wasn't fun. I always had rhythm, so I wanted to play the drums. But ain't nothing happening, I guess it was too late. I decided I ain't want to play them anyway. Then the director told me give the cornet a try. Handed it to me and told me to try to make a sound. Watching the hands to make sure I had the form down. Couple people staring, so I'm not trying to look stupid now. Played it so loud, I had everyone looking around. From that moment, I decided it was on. 5th and 6th grade passed, I was still going strong. 7th grade, my folks were glad I was serious about something. Moms took me up to Sadler's and bought me my own trumpet. For real. Before I even learned how to rap. Tell my story kinda sorta like my diary. These are the confessions of a band geek. Music molded me and made me, me. If I could, I'd probably do things differently. I used to only take my horn home once a week. 8th grade at Waldo, everything switched. That's when I met Mr. Conrad and Mr. Tripp. New beginnings, never seen nothing like this. Private school to public school, I had to get a grip. Met a gang of homies that I loved like my brothers. Straight clowning up in class, couldn't tell us nothing. Walked to school every day with Louis Sotero. Was taken way too soon, we'll see you again though. Freshman year at East High, man, it flew by. Still all up in my shell, I was super shy. Was cool with all the jocks, cause my brother Hoop, my cousins Treese and Ann had me plugged with all the ladies too. Sophomore year, it felt like having pep band. Playing in the stands, drunk off 211. At the games, me and Vernon used to wild out. And all my fellow band geeks know what I'm talking about. Straight up. Before I even learned how to rap. These are the confessions of a band geek. Music molded me and made me, me. If I could, I'd probably do things differently. I used to only take my horn home once a week. The year was when I started skipping class. My mom found out, I guarantee she kicked me. Did football one year and also did track. I threw the shot put in the disc, but really I was whack. Playing the trumpet was the only thing I stuck with. And that was only because my moms wouldn't let me quit. Hardly took my horn home being lazy. I was good, and that's what drove Mr. Kazi shot crazy. Can't forget the day he told me he was disappointed. Said I could have done something with the music if I wanted. Walton is a parade marching, that's what my vision to be. And an artist really got started. But everything I know now, I wish I knew it then. I would have realized this music is my calling. So all the shorties coming up, remember no matter what, time is precious, don't waste it, no stalling, go all in. Throwback before I even learned how to rap. Tell my story kinda sorta like my diary. These are the confessions of a band geek. Music molded me and made me, me. And if I could, I'd probably do things differently. I used to only take my horn home once a week. These are the confessions of a band geek.
Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is now 8:01 a.m. It is Thursday, the 23rd of June. You're listening to Good Morning, Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. We have a great show for you today. We have a great guest representing the Kane County Circuit Clerk, Theresa Barreiro. How are you?
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you.
I'm
got
good.
a lot of things on the table. We got coffee. We got water.
Yeah, I've got a supply here. I'm all set.
We
Definitely.
got pens, news, and information. Good to see you and good to have you on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Yep.
Thanks to all the listeners that you have.
Thank you very much.
I know a lot of fans of yours, so it's a pleasure. It's
Yep.
always a pleasure to see you.
Thank you very much.
So.
And there's been a lot going on with the circuit clerk.
Yes.
You guys have had a lot of initiatives going on. The last thing that we shared was the job posting fair information. I think it was a virtual job fair.
Right.
How'd that go?
It went very well.
Okay.
We've had two. Second one wasn't as successful, but I think it had to do with advertising.
Okay.
But the first one was phenomenal, and we tried to switch it up so we have morning sessions. What it was like a Zoom almost.
Okay.
My chief deputy gave a description of what the duties, what would be required, and if people were interested, then she put aside time slots where they could call and get more information, and she would just talk one-on-one with them. It was hugely successful. We had about 30-something applications that day.
Okay.
So
All
that
right.
was big. I mean, we've gone months with just one.
Now you guys have very good, a very good benefits package.
Oh, yes.
As well.
Yes.
There's a lot of good perks and benefits come with the job.
Correct. One thing that when I got into office, I wanted to raise the minimum pay scale. It started at $13.50. So my first initiative was to raise it to $15 because that's what the minimum wage is supposed to go to, I believe, next year.
Right.
And but we were already so far behind, and budget reasons, as far as pay scale and budget reasons, it's kind of hard to bring it, up higher,
Right.
without affecting all the middle people. So we brought it up to $15, and we got the approval from because we were a union.
Right.
We have about 65, maybe 70 union members. So 3/4 of our staff is AFSCME, and we wanted to make, when you do something like that, you have to have an agreement between the union and the county.
Okay.
So I did it, and then that brought a little bit more people in, a little bit more, a little bit, and then
Step in the right direction.
correct. So then we had a huge hurdle getting my first union contract passed, which I was very proud of, and we raised it. Then after 1 year, it goes to $15.75.
Okay.
So you see, it's moving up, and then after they're there a year, it's 20. They get 25-cent increase. So
Okay.
instead of steps, we did it by cents. We did it 50 cents per year, and we got a lot of middle employees in the middle caught up because there was such a disparity between the folks that had been there for so long and the folks in the middle, like the 5-7 years.
Right.
They were stuck at the same,
That was the hurdle.
Yes,
Okay.
10-20 cents is not a nice raise.
Right. Sure.
Right. And the county was struggling for years financially. I'm not saying it's correct now, but we had to overcome some hurdles in order to get it, and my employees definitely deserved it. So we got a 2-year contract, and I know that they were very pleased.
Mhm.
A lot of tears, big increases for a few people. We do have a very diverse workforce, diverse in the fact that we have a third of our workforce is new.
Okay.
Brand new because of COVID and everybody. There's so many people that kind of job hop, and
Right.
we lost a lot of employees to other county offices because we're considered the training ground for Kane County.
The training ground for Kane County.
Yes. And which, you know, there's a lot to learn as a clerk. There's a lot to learn and a lot of responsibilities, which are worth way more than $15 an hour.
Absolutely.
You know? And yes, so a lot of other offices tend to, we call it poach our people.
Okay.
And they do get, you know, their salary does increase when they go to other offices in the county. But yeah, so we lose a lot of folks to other offices. But so we ended up, we did have about 7 or 8 folks retire.
Okay.
Which helped out with that increase, correct? Because it helped my budget.
Mm-hmm.
And then we brought in new people. The thing is that the circuit clerk's office is always, well, these type of jobs are always clerical. So they're mostly female.
Right.
So then the pay scale isn't as great, correct?
Of course.
And
of course.
Of course.
Yep.
So I was actually at a seminar a couple weeks ago, and one of the other clerks made a mention that the employees at circuit clerk's office aren't the farmers' wives anymore, because that's what it was, just the moms get a job.
The traditional history.
Yes.
Wildly outrageous comment though for dinner conversation.
Yes.
But I get it.
Yeah. Totally.
Yeah.
Totally. So yeah, we have a third new workforce, and we've hired diversity. We have actually, I believe, let me see, I think we got 11. We've hired 11 folks of added diversity to our workforce.
Okay.
Which was hugely important to me. I wanted bilingual. I wanted, spread the wealth.
Yeah.
Spread the wealth.
Absolutely.
So.
Sounds like you're also dealing with the culture of the whole thing.
Correct.
Mm-hmm. So what's I wonder then, what's a bigger challenge? Getting funds and launching initiatives, or dealing with the culture?
Well,
and changing that, sounds like just as hard of a task.
Yeah, it's a struggle. But I have great people that work with me, and they see my vision and how we want to go forward. And we've been attacking it.
That's
and
good.
It's great. Yeah, it's really great, because I brought in one new person under me. I kept everybody else. And granted, I've only been there a year and a half.
Right.
But, we accomplished everything that I ran on the first year. And now it's just trying to maintain everything and keep it going.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, we hit the claps for that. Yeah, we could do that. Semi Kim. Yeah. So you wanted to hear some claps. Linnea, how are you? Good to see you today as well. Julita Mahini, good morning to you. Victoria Hyla Maldonado. Jeffina Baird, excuse me. Oh my gosh, how did you? I already took a sip. When we mess up on the show, we take a sip too. Jennifer Baird Del Debbio. That's what I meant to say. I'm sorry for messing up your name, Jennifer. Ethan Chavari, good morning. Renee Cruz, good morning. Good to see you, sir. Leo Zarco, good morning, Aurora.
Good buddy of mine, Leo.
Great man. Great guy. Maria Vasquez, good morning to you. And Karina Suarez Darden. All right.
I went to grade school with Leo.
Really?
I've known Leo since we were in 4th grade.
I just, he's, in the history of doing this show, Leo has been a definite top 4 movers and shakers.
Yes.
Hidden
brought
gem.
art and music
He
to.
did.
Yes, he did.
He is an amazing man.
Yes, he is.
I met Leo Zarco, and it was like, my life got better. People like, hey, I saw Leo Zarco. People stopped me in traffic. They saw the Good Morning Aurora shirt.
Oh, yeah?
I saw the Leo Zarco interview.
Yeah, he's lived here his whole life.
Yeah.
Same as me.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went to grade school together, St. Therese.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which led me into my next question. Where were you born and raised? You were born and raised in Aurora.
Born and raised in Aurora. So were my parents. So I've lived in Aurora my whole life. Went to Catholic schools.
Okay.
That my mother was Catholic, my father was not. And so we were raised in Catholic schools. There's 5 of us.
Okay.
So I have 3 children, 3 grown children. They all live out of state now, 1 in Colorado and 2 in Brooklyn, New
Okay.
York. So yeah, I've always been in Aurora, never been anywhere else. History of Aurora, I love it here. In fact, when we built our house, we built it on the east side, and everybody was like, "Why are you moving to the east?" I grew up on the east side, never lived anywhere else.
Right.
So I don't have a problem with it.
Exactly.
So so we have, never lived anywhere else. We've talked about it now that my husband's retired. Mm-hmm. But now that I have this new gig, I'll be around a while. So my husband went to East High. So. Okay.
I wonder, so in your opinion, now in the position that you have in mm-hmm. Kane County, mm-hmm. What were your thoughts and visions of the Aurora Kane County experience that made you want to, become someone to be able to do something about it? And what are the duties of the circuit clerk for those who don't know?
Okay. Well, first of all, I was on the county board. Okay. I ran for county board. I was on the Kane County board for 8 years, and I was on pretty much every committee they have. So I was on judicial and public safety for the first 4 years. My second term, I ran unopposed, which was very nice, and I still attended all the judicial and public safety meetings because those meetings, I would encourage everyone, if they could, at least go on and look at the audio or the Zooms from previous meetings because they're very informative.
Right.
And judicial and public safety, you learn all about what's going on in the courts and what's maybe coming down the pike.
From the source, ladies and gentlemen.
Source,
right.
Correct.
Yeah.
From the chief judges, from the court services, from all the players, all the justice managers, sheriff. So I kind of would sit, and listen and think, oh my goodness, I could do that. They need help there. And so that's what made me decide to do it.
Okay.
So, yeah.
All right.
It was interesting because, people try to talk you out of it, but it's just a passion I have.
Why would they try to talk you out of it?
Well, it's a big office. It's 111 employees.
Okay.
It's a big office. It's a big job. We have to follow the statutes from the state of Illinois, from the 16th judicial courts. A lot of responsibility, but when somebody tells me you can't do it, that just says, okay.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you seem like a person who wouldn't be.
Totally. When somebody tells you cannot do it, that should spark you, because why can't you do it?
Amen.
Why can't you do it?
Amen to that. Right.
And so therefore.
Right. Okay. So your time on the county board, it seems, prepared you. You.
Correct.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Now
I also worked for the county clerk in my early years. First, when I worked for the county clerk for 8 years, and then I worked for the city of Aurora for 6 years.
Okay.
So I had some government background also before I became a county board member.
All right, and now we find ourselves where voting doesn't seem. I want to talk about that because Tuesday of next week is the 28th. That's 28th. Right. That's right.
My daughter's birthday.
And so how are you? Well, first of all, for a novice like me, I'm sorry if this is a silly question, but what are your duties and how does it work to get out the information, or is that something the county clerk does?
That's the county clerk's job.
Okay.
My responsibilities, our office maintains the records for the courts.
Aha.
So we maintain the integrity of the record for the courts. So my clerks, the deputies that sit in a courtroom, you see a clerk in the courtroom.
Right.
They are entering information, taking care of all the documents that are processed through the court. And it's our responsibility to maintain those records.
Aha, okay, all right.
So it's a big job.
It is a big job.
The lives are at stake, we have to make sure the records are correct.
Okay. Now, were records not being done correctly before your tenure?
Oh, no, they've done a great job. The thing that I ran on was our case management system, and they were behind in upgrading it, and that's what I ran on.
Okay.
They were like at 2016, and we were going into 2020, and we needed to get it upgraded. We need, it's just like your phone, your software on your phone. You have to upgrade every now and then, correct?
Right. Okay.
So we work with the case management system, and the county, the IT department at the county, and my IT department run under Monica Lawrence. She's phenomenal. I would be lost. The whole county actually would be lost without her, and they know it. She's very, very intelligent, and she knows the system. She's been around the county for, oh my goodness, maybe 30 years.
Wow.
So yes, we have a lot of long staff employees. And so that's what I ran on, and we upgraded it last year. Within 6 months, we upgraded it. So we're on track now.
Okay.
To upgrade every 2 years. In fact, we just had this discussion with our IT guy, Roger, over at the county, and Monica, and we're on track now to keep it upgraded, because that's the main thing. You got to get on a calendar, because it's not a small task. It takes practically, I think it's 8 months.
Wow.
Preparation to upgrade a system. Yeah, it's a huge system.
Okay. So the time is now 8:16 a.m. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Thursday. We're here with our friend of the show, Theresa Barreiro, the circuit clerk of Kane County.
Correct.
That's the correct way to?
That's correct.
All right. See, one thing I learned this in the first week of doing this. You gotta get your people's names and titles right.
Yes,
Gotta
and you
do
said
that.
my name right. You didn't flip it up. That's a historical marker right there.
Oh yeah.
Everybody.
All right. Good morning, Aurora. Starting off right. Emily, good morning to you. Tracy Hodges, good morning as well. And Teresa, want to hear about the pilot program. Daniel,
yes.
We'll get to the pilots.
Yeah, we don't want to call it a pirate.
Right.
Especially when you're dealing with records. We don't want to call it pirate.
Right. We'll get to that right after this news. Christine Walker, good morning to you. Mauro Jacobo, Mark Hogan, and Myrna Molina. Good morning to you, dear friends. All right. So listen to this. Where is it? Okay, here we go. The Fox Valley Brass Band, a 30-member British-style band, is going to be performing this Sunday at 3 p.m. at Wesley United Methodist Church, 14 North May Street here in Aurora. The public is invited. Admission and parking are free. The Aurora-based band performs a range of brass literature, focusing primarily on traditional British brass band music. I worked my way through all those B's, didn't I? You guys heard it too. Is he going to make it? We made it. The band is under the direction of Victor Anderson of North Aurora, Music Department Chair and Director of Bands at Yorkville High School. Once again, that's going to be 3 p.m. Wesley United Methodist Church this Sunday, 14 North May Street. All right, also going on this the 25th, there's Aurora's River Edge Park, Skid Row, Warrant and Quiet Riot, the Live to Rock Tour. Oh boy. Get ready to jam. Strap in for a rocking and wild night when Skid Row, Warrant, and Quiet Riot hit River Edge Park for their national Live to Rock tour as part of the tour. Tickets are $35. All tickets are general admission tickets. Go on sale, or they're already on sale. And gates open at 6 p.m. The show is at 7:30. So, yeah, Skid Row, Quiet Riot, Warrant. A little before my time, but
I'm going Friday.
Okay, all right.
Chicago Experience.
Nice. The Chicago Experience, yes. That's the cover of the band. Yeah.
Yes.
Great band.
Yeah.
250624. Okay, and then the next thing I had, as we talked about, not to be forgotten, ladies and gentlemen, is the Pollinator Festival.
Yes.
Now, I have that flyer, and I have it right here. So the Aurora Pollinator Festival is going to be this Saturday from 1 to 6 p.m. It's going to be at Phillips Park. Food trucks, a beer garden, pollinator planters, plant sale, family activities, and a pop-up farmer's market. All of this will be on display for the great people. Phillips Park, 1 through 6 p.m. this Saturday.
Very cool. I'm a flower person.
Me too.
So very cool.
I love flowers. I've told the listeners a few times that got roses coming around the front.
Oh, nice.
Now they're coming in the back, but the weeds are trying to come up and choke them.
Yeah, you got to get those weeds out.
Yeah. So I'm kind of hesitant to use a spray.
No.
So close. Not this.
No, you don't use a spray.
Right.
No, you got to pull them out.
Okay.
Well, you could use that ortho weed, no Roundup or anything like that, but you could use like some type of a weed that's not going to spray that's not going to, kill everything around it.
Right.
But yeah, you got to pull them out. What works good is that preen shake stuff.
Okay.
If you don't have an animal that's going to go around and sniff it,
okay,
that works good. You can kind of shake it in there and work your soil. Yeah.
Get it at Ace
I'm a
Hardware,
gardener,
I assume,
yeah.
probably?
Yeah, you can get it anywhere.
Okay.
Walmart, anywhere. I don't like to plug Walmart. Sorry. But
yeah,
you could get it anywhere.
Okay. See, the only show in Kane County where you can get gardening tips and you get Kane County initiatives.
Right.
All right.
Because we're human.
That's right. So let's talk the pilot program. Tracy Duran is here. Good morning to you, Tracy. The pilot program.
We established a pilot program for working from home because with COVID and everything, we a lot of people already have their equipment. We established we got everybody to have equipment so they could work from home during the COVID crisis, which is not over.
Nope.
And we're still experiencing folks with COVID. So what we did was we have 6 individuals, and they had to apply for it through through our office. We took them through the office. We didn't get people from outside because we need people that already know the system, know how to work the system, document, etc.
Right.
Correct? So do you need my pen?
Yes, thank you.
So, or your pen. So we have 6 individuals that work from home, and all they do is the e-file documents that come through.
Okay.
And what it does is it alleviates the other pressure on the clerks, because the clerks have to go to court, right? And then they still have to come back and do all their work from the court and then do what's in the e-file.
Right.
All the stuff that comes in electronically. So what this program does is it just takes care of the electronic stuff, correct? They work from home. They do come back to the office for training. They still have a desk at the office. They come back for meetings, and because we have a once a month all staff meeting.
Okay.
They come back for those, and it's working out phenomenal. It helps the clerks so they can get their documents correct. They work. They can focus on their work from the courts and not from the courtroom, and not just what's coming in through the mail.
How did COVID change Kane County?
Oh my goodness. Huge. They established the Zoom courts, which is phenomenal. And
in a way, it was revolutionary.
Revolutionary.
Yeah. Yep.
But I'm not supposed to talk about negative stuff, but I have, the only issue I have with Zoom courts is we don't get the dollars as well as we did when people would come to court. And that also, because of COVID, revenue's down.
Fines and fees
are down like you would not believe. That's going to be a huge hit to the county. But other than that, it's phenomenal.
That's not so negative. That's just finances of dealing with the county, right?
Right.
Yeah.
That's the way it goes.
Reality,
it comes and goes. It's just like a roller coaster, right? So Zoom court, they can get on anywhere. You can be in your car. You don't have to hire a babysitter or leave work. You can go on your break.
Right.
It really made the running the courts efficient.
Casildo Casey Cuevas, good morning to you. Norma Peterson, good morning.
Hi,
and
Norma.
Medea put the link to the Aurora Pollinator Festival inside of the chat. Thank you very much for that. The time is 8:24. Okay. But you were saying, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, that's okay.
Okay.
The pilot program, so we just established that, and it's running smoothly. We have 6 employees and there are some of our best employees that are doing that now, which then left their positions empty. So now we're still 6 short clerks now, but we're working on it. We got a lot of apps in. We are going to have another expungement seminar.
Okay.
In September. I believe it's September 24th. And that is, the date's not on here, but I believe it's September 24th.
Okay.
We did this last year along with the state's attorney's office and the sheriff, and it was phenomenal. And that's another thing state's attorney Jamie Wasser and myself ran on, was to hold expungement clinics, correct, because we want to get people to get their records clear.
Right.
If it's a non-violent, non-weapon issue, they can get it cleared or sealed,
Right.
hopefully, and get a job.
Right.
And that's the whole thing. You have to get people working, and the only way to get people working is to get their records taken care of.
Right. It's interesting too. That specific kind of equality, different than equity. That kind of equality, restorative justice thing at the county level. I think that for a long time, what's been hurting, having people make that next step is the unwillingness. My word, not the unwillingness of counties traditionally to kind of take that step.
To work with people.
Right. People have just been left to the wolves to get a lawyer, deal with the fees, and maybe
it's huge.
Exactly. Yeah, it's huge.
We have collections unbelievable.
Yeah.
Because it does go to collections.
Right.
After 7 years, it does go to collections after we can't track them down.
Right.
And it's unfortunate, and that's something that we want people to try and understand that we're not here to hound you down. We're here to help you, and that's a cloud over your head, and you want to take care of it so you can move on.
Right.
I mean, there's so much that it's a domino, correct?
Yep.
They feel better, they get a job, they feel better about themselves. It's a mental, and their children. I mean, it's like a ring.
Quality of life. Yep.
Exactly.
Yep. A rainbow, you're gonna say?
Rainbow, yeah.
Yep. All right, Matthew Orr, good morning to you. Carolyn Bird Salazar.
Hi, Carolyn.
Yeah, great job, Theresa. Good morning. Oh, good to see you. Good to see you guys.
Carolyn is the chair of the Kane County Democratic Women.
Okay.
And I'm the vice chair. So, so that's nice that you joined, Carolyn.
Good morning, Carolyn. And Aisha Saxon, good morning, Aurora, to you. Okay.
Aisha, I worked with at the Park District.
Really? Aisha Saxon just had a birthday. She's a dear friend of the show.
Yes.
Great person. Okay. What's the current? So currently it's 8:28. Now, what are the current big things happening in Kane County that you and
that
the team
affect us?
Yes, that affect the team and want to tackle. I know COVID's still going on. We talked about the BA and B2. Well, that's like a month ago now.
Yeah.
But
it's probably a Z something right now.
Yeah. What's the big issues we gotta tackle together?
Well, right now we're working. The courts are working on the initiation of the Safety Act.
Okay.
So there's a lot of pretrial, etc., that they are all working on, judges and state's attorney's office and that. And we're kind of in the background because we're the forms, right? So we have to, once all the decisions are made and that, then the forms are put together, and then that's where we come in and get it into the system and work with it. But yeah, that's the big issue. That's not an issue, but that's the big topic right now.
Right.
That's the big strategy. And
in the law enforcement aspect and community kind of
right, and how it's all gonna work actually, because there's changes, and the thing is, every county is going to operate differently. Aurora's in what, 4 or 5 counties?
Yeah, Kane, Kendall, Will, DuPage.
It's 4 then. I thought there were 5, but I don't know.
I think it is just 4. Kane, Kendall, DuPage, Will.
So, but the majority is Kane and DuPage.
Right.
But it's a lot for everybody to have to take in and learn.
Right.
And there's a lot of subjective, so it's going to be a new experience for all of us. But the 16th Judicial Court is another pilot for the pretrial arrest program. So that's that's flattering that the state chose us. I believe there's 5 pilot for pretrial. So that's very flattering that we are ahead of the curve and that they've given us that opportunity to be an example.
And I read a great article about it because I think it's PADS, pre-arrest diversion, or was that something else, part of the leads?
That's something else.
Okay.
Pre-arrest.
Well,
It was
ladies
a
and gentlemen,
S.
you can look it up
Yeah.
at your leisure.
Yeah, I just do
yeah,
records.
Yeah. But that's a big thing. I read an article that steps were already being taken by the Kane County Sheriff's Office and APD, kind of,
And the state's attorney.
and the state's attorney, to kind of be ready and prepared.
Oh yeah, we have monthly meetings. We
Right.
actually we have a meeting every 2 weeks, and we're to make sure we are on point because you can't fail at this. You can't fail. So we have meetings every 2 weeks, and then we also we've got it all broken down into the stages of it. I believe there's 5 stages. And I have several employees that attend those so that we are totally on it, so we do not miss anything that comes around. It's a lot of new information.
Okay.
And my first term, I've had COVID. I mean, not me, but challenges. The
Right,
COVID challenge, the Zoom challenge, and now this.
In the first term.
First term, I think we've experienced pretty much everything.
Well, you're so. Now, when's the next election? It's an elected position.
Right, I
correct?
got
Okay.
in 2020.
Okay.
That was, the year of the woman.
Right.
In fact, the 3 that I ran with Penny Wegman. She's the auditor. She was the top vote getter in Kane County.
Okay.
Jamie Mosser, the state's attorney,
yeah.
and myself. We were the top 3.
Okay.
We worked very hard, and we ran on women's issues and low pay, expungements, and those are what we tackled when we first got in.
Now that we've been here, still more to do in regards to women's issues?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. The main thing right now is the pay.
Okay.
The pay. The county is doing a study on the pay, and granted, we've raised it. The county's raised it in other offices. But we're still way behind. And, where do you get that revenue to pay the employees?
Right.
But, like you said earlier, we have great benefits. You have your IMRF, which young folks don't want to look at their retirement, correct?
Right.
They want their dollar in their pocketbook right now.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
And that's kind of with everybody because of how the economy is. They can't really look at the future. They have to look at today.
Yeah.
So we try to let people know that it's not just a job today; it's a career. That you do pay into IMRF.
Right.
Unfortunately, you do not get invested. In other words, you don't start getting years on it until I believe 10 years. So young folks are like, I don't want to pay into that.
Right.
But if you're not there 10 years, you can go to another employer that has IMRF and continue it. And then you will have a retirement. You'll have a future, and you have choices. And this is what we're trying to tell folks when they apply for a position at the circuit clerk's office. You have dental, you have health, and you have IMRF. You have great benefits.
Right.
You have I think it's 16 holidays. I'm not sure because, I never pay attention to that, which is bad. But they have all these holidays, all the state holidays, and then they also get, I believe it's a sick day a month. It's a lot of benefits, and it's something that other places don't even offer. So the pay might not be as great as private sector, but it's a great future, and you learn a lot. And like I said, we're the training ground, which we don't like to be.
Right.
But all the other offices love my clerks, and try to kind of sneak them away.
To me, it seems like a cool job. I'd love to do it. That's my kind of thing, though. Yeah. I like the investigative, administrative, record keeping aspect of things. I like knowing what the facts are and what's
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
But you use 2 acronyms though, and this is a show where we get a lot of acronyms. So I want to break them down for folks. What is IMRF?
It's the Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund.
Okay, you heard that. Illinois Municipal Retirement Fund. And AFSME, AFCSME.
You're gonna ask the wrong person that. That is our union, and I'm not sure I could.
We
tell
can look
you.
that up too. Yeah,
Yeah.
AFSME. But it's AFCSME. I've seen a couple of
Yes.
folks on cards. Yeah.
Yes.
Growing up,
Mm-hmm.
what impact did your dad have on your life?
Well, my dad worked at All Steel. It was a factory in Montgomery, huge factory. I believe it was, years ago, the factories were very predominant in this area.
Right.
We had Lion Metal, Caterpillar.
Yep. Caterpillar just made a big
Western
announcment
Electric.
of leaving, I think. Yeah, of
they
leaving.
did.
Yeah.
They did. The less people. I mean, that was huge.
Yep.
All Steel, they had thousands of employees. He worked there. He was a paint hanger. He would carry like this big desk here.
Yeah.
He hung them on hooks, and they go in and get painted and go through an oven. He grew up on the West Side. He was the type of person that you say what you mean. You mean what you do. If you're going to start something, you need to finish it, and we don't quit. And that was just the way we were raised, you know. And my mother was in politics.
Okay.
My mother, she did a lot of jobs, but she also was a county board member for 19 years. When there was only 4 women on the county board, and very few Democrats, and she was a staunch Democrat. And she actually was on the township. She was a township trustee first, and then she ran for county board, but she was on the county board for 19 years.
Wow.
So I was kind of raised with, when All Steel was on strike, we're walking in the picket line with my dad, right?
Wow.
When my mother would go to political events, we're there. I saw a lot of politicians growing up come and go, through Aurora. It's interesting. Yeah, I had a real diverse, switch it up life.
Those are also the bread and butter issues at the household at the time. It's interesting.
Yes. My father was not Catholic. My mother was very Catholic. So you got those two opinions going all the time. So you learn a lot. I learned a lot. Yeah.
The time is 8:38 a.m. My dad and grandfather worked at All Steel too. We used to be a factory town back in the days. Tracy Duran. That's that. And Dan saved us with the acronym of AFSCME, American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees.
Thank you,
Dan,
dear. Thank you, dear.
Dan.
Always saving my day.
Okay. Heidi Islip, good morning. Christine, good morning. Jose Acevedo, good morning. Glad, man, glad. And Matthew, I'm probably one of the young people who care about IMRF. 6 years in, can't wait to be vested in. That's awesome.
Good job.
Good stuff.
Good job.
Good stuff. Okay. Now I see you brought some notes about courts and things. What did we have here?
Well, let's
what did
see.
I miss?
I think we pretty much covered a lot of it. We talked about the expungement clinic.
Right. That's in September.
Yes. We do have a flyer. We have not started advertising yet, but I believe we've already booked rooms at the Aurora Library, here at the Santori Library.
Okay.
And then we have one in Elgin. We are not doing the Middle County this time, but we're trying to switch it up.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, good.
So we were going to have those at our office because we have a huge foyer, but it's kind of a touchy subject because it's expungement, correct?
Right.
And you don't want it at a government facility or, so we thought a library would be more welcoming and make it more a realistic atmosphere for folks. They come get the information, get their documents. There will be attorneys there to help them, complete their forms. Yeah. And so that's a huge thing. So I hope folks look for that. And if they really are interested in clearing their records or sealing their records, please, please, please get the information so that they can move forward.
What's the difference between an expungement, a sealing, and a those are the only two, right? It's only expungement or a sealing.
Right. Sometimes you can't have it expunged, but you could have it sealed. So in other words, your employer say it's for minor offenses. It's not for something like a weapon or,
of course, right,
you
right.
know, something heavy. Drug offense. I mean, not drug, but like drunk driving or something. You know, it depends on what's on there, and what the judge then reviews it, and hopefully, cross fingers, it will be expunged or sealed. It's based on what type of offense it is.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah.
So an expungement means it goes away completely and cannot be found.
It's removed.
It's removed, and a sealing is just that it's not able to be seen by an employer.
Right.
Okay.
Correct.
Now I saw that when I saw these happening, because then DuPage County had one.
Yes.
When I saw these happening, I did notice initially that they were like at the jail, you know.
Yeah.
And I remember.
Did you think, why are they doing it there?
I did.
Yeah.
I remember thinking to a friend. I was talking to a friend about it, and this person was upset. Like, see, they're trying not to have people, but
yeah, you're afraid you're going to be arrested when you go there. Yes.
The gesture. Never happened before.
True.
So I was like, you know what? If that's the mistake that they're making. Right. It's not that bad, and hopefully they'll hopefully somebody will be like, we shouldn't do this here.
Well, I think the reason we were looking at our office is because we already have the computers. We have everything there. It's easier to look things up. When you go somewhere, you got to make sure you got the Wi-Fi. You got to get a secure network. You know, we bring equipment with us. Right. It's so much easier to do it in your own location. Of course. So I get that. Yeah. I get that. But being a layman, as I always say, myself, and thinking, well, I don't think that would be too. I don't know if I feel comfortable if I'm worried I have a warrant out there, or I'm worried they're, you know, they might be looking for me for something, even if, you know, minor, and it's still on you're carrying it around. Right. So that's why we moved it to a library.
The time is 8:42 a.m. Buenos dias from León, Guanajuato, Mexico. Fast. Good morning. Dozy Mendoza Geller. Okay. How has life improved for the Kane County resident?
For the Kane County resident?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I guess it depends on where you live, but I feel that the folks we have kind of off running these areas, like myself and, you know, the state's attorney, the sheriff, and I think we have a different mindset than what was previous, the old guard, as I call it. And I kind of joke, all the old, I'm going to say it, white men, that, you know, we're in office, and this is a different time. Right. This is a different time. This is the world has changed. Yeah. And we need to look at these citizens, what the population is, and relate to those people. And I think folks can relate to us more than they could in the past.
Now, that was a wide open, overarching question. How has life gotten better for the Kane County resident? Mm-hmm. But that topic, that is very true, because representation, I think that has definitely improved.
Oh, yes.
So kudos to you and the rest of the teams plurally, because the representation in Kane County, I have to say, looks way better.
Looks different.
Looks way different. Yes, it does. Yeah. I've seen so many old government files and pictures of the meeting of this, the meeting of that, and there's no women. No. First of all,
there's no diversity,
and there's no color.
No color.
Which and that's the courts, the stenographer. Yes. I mean, is there no
everybody?
The janitor's white. I mean, you know.
Exactly.
But representation matters.
Right.
And representation makes people feel like the system is part of them.
Right. They're more comfortable.
Exactly. Right. As opposed to something
they can relate to you.
Exactly.
You know, you're like me. Yeah. You're not. You know, you're not above me, or you think you're above me.
Yeah, I'm in traffic today, but maybe I can be a judge.
Yes, you can.
Judge looks just like me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's huge. That's huge. It's like for teachers even. Right. I mean, it's huge. If you can relate, if a person feels more comfortable speaking to you because they can relate to you, then the whole subject matter changes. The whole subject matter, because you could come in there angry as all get out.
Right. Absolutely.
And if you can relate to the person, or the person is relating to you, then the whole conversation changes. And I think that's what I'm trying to do with the county. And I know that I don't think my predecessors did as the same job.
Right.
I don't normally wear a jacket to work because I don't want to look like I'm above everybody. So I try to dress like everybody else in the office because this is us. I'm not, I don't want to make them feel intimidated. That I want them to know they can relate, that I can relate to them. I was them. I did that job. So, yeah.
You're like a cool boss.
I guess sometimes.
Seem like a cool boss.
Except for when I wear heels and something stick me off. You
like,
hear the clicking. You hear the clicking.
Right. Like here comes Miss Barreiro, y'all.
Yeah, she's in the next building. Yeah. We can hear her walking.
Okay, so Matthew says, agreed. I'm even leaving my IMRF job and look for a new job. Also carries over IMRF. Always better to look at the long-term benefits of it. Thank you for that, Matthew. I appreciate it. Saul Olivas, dear friend, good morning. And Cindy Bell is here. Good morning to you as well. Okay, so the time is 8:46. Yikes.
Wow.
Yikes. Okay, we got a couple more things to get out to you.
Oh, I did want to mention, because I found it, because
Yeah.
I know somebody's going to ask me about it. 14 paid holidays.
Okay, there it is. 14 paid
no
holidays.
Nights.
All right.
Or no nights and holidays. You get those off. Go to our website, www.county, COUNTYOFF, www.countyofkane.org, and look for employment.
Okay. Countyofkane.org. Look for employment. Medea's putting that link in the chat. This is the only radio station that you can get a job to. Come on.
Right.
Go in there and say you heard about it on Good Morning Aurora.
Yes.
But don't mess up and be on time every day. All right.
And dress appropriately.
Absolutely. You know what's interesting? Some of the
but appropriate is subjective too, right?
Well, some of my young cousins, right? They go for job interviews and everything like that and apply, and the shirt's nice and squared away, and you got on black socks, but young guys, and they got a lot of tattoos and all that. So
I have a tattoo.
I know, but see, I'm still in.
You have tattoos.
I do, but I wouldn't go into a job interview and show them. I'd wear
you wear
I'd have
long
a long
sleeves.
sleeve. I'm there with it still.
I get it.
Yeah. And it's,
pull your pants up.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Come on, right?
Well,
so they're on time, but
young kids, and we do. Oh, I do have to mention. I know my deputies listening, and I have several deputies listening. We have a boutique.
Really?
We have a boutique in our office. It's an empty office in the back, and we created a boutique because we had so many young folks that came in, that we have employed now.
Yeah.
And it's hard to get, what do you wear, right? I don't want to look like this 50-year-old lady sitting next to me, right? That's their opinion, right? So we created a boutique, and it's kind of like it's secondhand. Whatever clothes you have laying around that are gently used and don't fit you anymore or you don't want to wear them, they're employees. They bring their clothes in, and we have them all set up in this boutique. We have it all decorated like a little boutique, and people can swap out clothes. They need a jacket for the day. They go in there and they can pull it out. There's dress clothes in there. There's jeans in there. Because we do have jean day, and right now they can wear their torch run shirt, a t-shirt every Wednesday if they purchased one. So we try to make the employees know that, we understand.
Yeah.
So they could go in there. I've gone in and grabbed a scarf or two, there's all kinds of stuff in their shoes. So we're very proud of our little boutique.
Good.
Because clothes are expensive.
Yeah.
And if you don't want it anymore, or you've, lost weight or gained weight or whatever, you can go in and get something out of it.
And as a guy, that's always real helpful too.
You might need
a tie. Exactly. That's where I was going with it.
We didn't have a lot of male stuff because we didn't have a lot of males, and now we have. 7.
Anna
Huge.
says, "I've got a sleeve in the works. Our tattoo's still frowned upon." No, that was
No,
that
they're
was
not
that was
frowned
me.
upon.
That was my own little.
Yeah.
That was
I have a tattoo, hon.
yeah, that was me, Anna. That was just advice I was giving my cousin when he was going to get a job.
Right,
That has nothing to do with
right.
Kane County.
No, and we do not look down on that. We have several employees with tattoos.
Right.
We do not do not frown on that. You know, I mean, it's expressing yourself. Young folks know. It's hard in the courtroom if you have like something distracting, like very, I don't know how to describe it, like maybe very bright hair or something, a different color. But we've never not allowed it. That's always up to the judge, what the judge wants in his courtroom. But you can't wear a t-shirt in the courtroom, of course. Of course. You have to wear a dress shirt or a sweater. Right. They did stop making the gentlemen wear ties in the courtroom for clerks. They wear a sweater or a shirt with a collar or something. And yeah, it's a different world, Curtis.
It is. Good.
You can't look down on people for having a nose piercing.
I am not that guy.
Yeah.
I am not that guy.
No.
I am not that guy at all. Not at all.
But I get what you're saying because
it
is something that, and I've gone to many seminars since I've been in office, and it is something that we do discuss customer service because you don't learn that in school anymore like you used to. How to answer a telephone, how to speak to each other, because everybody has these phones and we text. They don't how to write a letter.
When women walk to the table, you stand up.
Well, yeah. That doesn't happen. But yeah.
Right. Showing my age.
Yeah, you're showing your age. And you don't look that old. But yeah, I mean, it's a different world.
So we had a question here. Health insurance is another benefit that should be mentioned.
Yes, health insurance.
Yeah.
I did mention that.
Yeah, you did mention that.
Yes.
Yes. What have you done to build teamwork in the office?
Well, we have
Carolyn Burge Salazar.
Oh, Carolyn.
Setting it up for a
good
good
question.
Yeah.
We actually have networking where we'll actually meet at a restaurant.
All right.
We also do bingo every Friday. We have bingo. Not every Friday, I should say. When we have our all staff meeting that morning, then we start bingo at 9:00 and everybody gets 2 cards and we play 3 games and we have prizes that the staff donates. We put together baskets and we raffle baskets off. People have donated, like we had a wine basket. We had all this liquor in it. We had wine glasses, dinner tickets, and we'll raffle those off to employees because all that's donated. We're also doing a Cougars night, July, I think 14th, where the team is going to a Cougars game.
Okay.
So we've got everybody, and I personally put in part of the portion of their ticket so that we can, so we can get folks there and enjoy with their families.
Okay.
And we also do the mutual ground walk.
Right.
We have our shirts that we buy every year with our seal on it, the county seal, and we have several folks that walk with us for the mutual ground. We do things like that because, if they have an initiative, we bring it to the rest of the staff and try to collect for it and what have you not. We also are working with Special Olympics. So we did the Special Olympic shirts. We've had a lot of volunteers from staff that worked the Special Olympics, which was awesome. Awesome. I didn't even know they signed up for it, so that's very cool.
Okay.
Things like that.
Special Olympics, awesome. Yeah. Pam Mitchell, good morning. Okay, time is 8:54.
Wow.
So you'll get the word of the day for the folks, but how can we, the community, help you?
Well, I think people need to know that the clerk's office isn't there to hurt you. We're not there to offend you. We're there to help you. Folks come in to get their copies of records, divorce, whatever, adoption. We're there to help you. And don't ever be embarrassed to come into the clerk's office because everybody has something.
Right.
And, get those records sealed, get those records cleared, get it, so you can move on, get a job. And everybody's hiring. It's not just us. And that's our goal, is to get people back to work. Then people will, be able to pay their bills and move on with society, become a asset to society.
See, right there, that was it. For me, let me scratch that up for myself. You know what? That for me, I appreciate that.
Oh,
I appreciate that. I really do. Because, like, opportunity, good employment, a great start to a career, those are all of the things that the young person now, the 17-year-old going to be 18-year-old now,
they don't have to go to college to
right?
go to this job.
The kid right now who's waking up at probably 10 or 11 with nothing else to do today, or maybe he doesn't start his job until 4.
True.
Something to think about. You
want to get out of that second shift?
Absolutely.
Yep.
No nights, 14 paid holidays.
If you can type, you have to be able to type.
Right.
But I think it's only 35 words a minute, or 30. Back in the day, I could type way over 100. But, worked a lot of years to get that fast.
Right, yeah.
That didn't come naturally.
Yep.
But yeah, it's an opportunity.
Yeah.
And all the skills you're going to learn, all the people you're going to meet in the profession. So it's an opportunity.
My mom's first job was for FDIC. And I remember she taught me, she was like,
wow,
work on your
FDIC.
FDIC. I remember
what does that stand for?
Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. Oh, yes.
You got it.
Yep. But she remember her telling me, work on your typing.
Yep.
Learn how to type.
Yep.
Like, you want to get out of those forklift jobs, learn how to type.
Right. And you don't have to go to college. In fact, I did not go to college. You can, experience counts.
Right.
Experience counts.
Yep.
Take pride in yourself. Try to improve yourself. And everybody, we've all been there. We've all, you gotta start somewhere.
That's right.
All my people did not start, all my executives did not start becoming executives. They started as clerks.
I had to work for that. Okay, so the show ends on a positive note. What is your message today to the people of Aurora and Kane County?
Wow. My mind is going, I shouldn't watch TV in the morning. No news. My mind is on so many other subjects. But I think people need to look at education. I think people need to look at, not so much as, like I was saying, I didn't pursue a college education because I got married young. I started working young, right out of high school. I went to work. But I think people need to look at themselves so they can better themselves, because everybody has a story. And we all are. It's a huge town, but it's a small town, and pretty much everybody stays here that starts here. So I think that everybody has a job to do with Aurora, like become part of Aurora.
Become part of Aurora. I like that. Well, we appreciate all of you great folks for watching today, and we appreciate you for coming on the show.
Thank you so much, Curtis.
Very happy to have you here on the show, and happy to shout out.
I hope I covered everything.
Yep. Well, if you guys have any more questions, www.countyofkane.org.
Correct.
You can go there. We will see you guys here tomorrow for another great show. Take care of yourself and each other.